Hello John and Jim, thank you so much for coming to the meeting today. I've been looking through and doing an analysis of your reports and banking, so I just thought it'd be easier to meet. I've got a few recommendations that I want to go through with you, and just to show you there was a couple of areas that need to be adjusted. So one of the things I just want to go over, because I know you've said you're not very strong in the finance area, is to make sure that every year you submit your GST annual report, your PAYG withholding, your income tax, and that is because you're a partnership. The business is actually not an entity on its own, it's a joint between you both. And last of all, your BAS statement, because you're earning over the required amount. So just wanted to show you with this budget. So you had a really good month just recently. But what I wanted to show you was the budget that you'd created a couple of months ago was nothing like what you actually did. So I just wanted to show you that you had an 80,000 variance between your incomes. And I just want to bring that to your attention, that when you feel like you're going really well in your sales, to make sure you revisit your budget so that you don't then get to the end of the month and have massive differences, and you can kind of adjust the budget to your sales, because you can see in your cost of sales you're out quite a bit, but that's because you have more sales than what you're expecting. So I've just got a few recommendations on how you can complete that.
So what type of reports do we need to view and monitor?
Yes, that was an excellent question. So on a weekly to fortnightly basis to begin with, looking at your balance sheet, your profit and loss and cash flow statement will give you an indication of how the business is running, and you can adjust your budget for the next month according to what the reports are saying. As you get to know when your busy periods are, when your slow periods are, you'll be able to, only view every month, every 3 months, and then you'll probably get to every 6 months. But for now, just looking at that on a regular basis will make sure you can adjust that budget, and then your variances won't be so crazy. Now, I saw I saw that over $200, there was a couple of areas where only one person needed to authorise, and then there was a couple of areas where both people needed to. From my experience, I believe that over $200, both your partners should authorise it. Therefore, both of you will know what's being purchased. With only one of you, things can get lost, or you might accidentally go on a spending spree or something. So my recommendation for that is to just make sure that you've got a checklist and both of you just sign it to make sure that you're both aware what's being bought. That's the same for when Claire also wants to buy something. One of you or both of you should review it. Do you understand what petty cash is?
No.
Okay, so petty cash is anything that's a really small amount of money that's no point invoicing it. And it's kind of things like tea and coffee, milk, little pens, stuff like that. For that, I noticed there were some discrepancies. I would highly recommend one of you going through it with Claire to make sure that all money is accounted for.
So should we be paying Claire a travel allowance?
After reviewing her travel, since it's going to the post office, which is only 1 kilometre down the road, I would highly recommend not. She just pays for that, and then with her receipts and logbook, you can then reimburse her, or she can just do it through her tax. For her flights and hotels, obviously you will pre-do that before she goes down, but for little things like that, it's not needed for a whole travel allowance. And finally, the finance analysis. I would highly recommend in the report that I've done for you is looking at all the ratios so you can understand exactly where your business is standing. And lastly would be your horizontal analysis, which is just looking over a particular period. So that'll allow you to look at now, and then maybe in 6 months' time you can see where you're spending or underspending. So is there any more questions? Wonderful. Well, I just want to let you know that I'll write up these minutes and I'll send them to you within 2 working days, and we'll be in touch.
Excellent.
Excellent,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.